dog is in her bed, and she's curled up, but she's deeply concerned and troubled that beyond the door of the studio, there may be things that need to be woofed at. It's a troubling situation for all, particularly for a dog of that length. There could be anything out there. Could be Thoughts, could be Cy Twiddy, could be Jay, who presents the morning show on Trickstar Radio, Brighton's only radio station, and the official radio station of the Flat Earth Movement. God knows they need a good woofing out. They need woofs, balks, just general whooping and hollering, licks, sniffs. If I had my way, biting as well, a lot of biting. But if you have a dog that bites, there's only a matter of time until it eats a baby's face. They say it's the owner, not the dog. Yet it's always a pit bull, isn't it? No, they're loving, attentive creatures, and it's the fault of the owner. Always is the pit bull that eats the baby's face, though. It's very rarely is it the golden retriever, or the collie, or the Jack. Well, I don't know. Jack Russells like to eat a rabbit. An ex-girlfriend of mine's, Jack Russell, ate a rabbit's nose. Someone's pet rabbit, just bit its nose off. I'll have that. Mine. Job done. See ya, buddy. Yeah, I weren't too pleased about that. But, country dog, what are you going to do? My dog is not especially racist. However, it is quite sexist. It doesn't like women, even though she is a woman herself. Despite the removal of the womb, she still considers herself to be a real woman. She's just confused. I don't know. Maybe she's had bad experiences as a puppy. But, yep, she's keen on men. Not so keen on other bitches. It's just her thing. It's fine. Don't at her. She doesn't even have her own Instagram account. Not sure how I agree with. Whether or not I agree with pets having their own Instagram accounts. I mean, there's a pound note to be made, though, eh? Fucking pound note in pet Instagram accounts, I tell you. Whew, outrageous. Guys, it's Friday. It's pissing it down with rain outside. Got not soaked as such, but certainly moist. Fucking moist night on the way in. Just fairly unremarkable, but fine. It's going to rain for the rest of the day. But in my heart, there are rays of sunshine. Sunbeams, laser beams, unicorns, rainbows, pixie dust. It's all just coming together as one. As one single, round, genderless, all-seeing asexual orb. That is my vision for society. That's my hope. That's my dream. My dream is that our differences will be we won't just accept each other for differences. We will no longer have those differences. That we will all become exactly one and the same. And not only that, but there will not be lots of the same people. We will all be one super being with our own gravitational force, just pulling inanimate objects into our gravitational force. We will eventually become a supermassive black hole, sucking in the entirety of the universe into our giant spherical, genderless, asexual orb. And will be a sort of beige colour, I guess, or greige. Nice cross between grey and beige. So a nice greige. And then everything will be okay. We will have equality on every spectrum of analysis, down to, I don't know, pi. Down to pi to 7,000 places. Just pi. Then we'll eat the pie, and we'll rub the pie all over our orb, our orb body. And that'd be that. Anyway, well, that's my dream. We should share our dreams more often. Not dreams that we had while we were asleep. No one is interested in other people's dreams. Stop. I am as guilty of this as the next man. But when you feel the words about to come out of your mouth, I had a dream the other night. Just stop yourself there. No one cares. No one cares about your dream. No matter how wild, no matter how crazy, no matter who was in it. No one cares about your dreams. Or your dream. Wow. Maybe some do. Guys, it's Friday. It's coffee and memes.
Steady job and a couple extra potatoes. That's all I want.
You're getting on. You're pushing 30, Slugger. You know, it's time to think about getting some ambition.
Oh, I always figured I'd live a little bit longer without it.
Don't forget, kid, that what you're trying to do here is to be bright and chipper and entertaining and intelligent and sort of glitzy, and that's funny, and it's kind of cool, and it's interesting, and it's edgy, and all of that. It puts that facade of momentary charisma on you, and if you don't play that out, you actually fail.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Coffee and Memes on Threshold.fm and on YouTube. Dab Smasher is in the chat. Mitten DJ is in the chat. No Time is in the chat. Monkey Z is in the chat. Bert is in the chat. Stin is in the chat. John Anderson is in the chat. Big Wodge is in the chat. Are you in the chat? Are you lurking? There are a lot of lurkers. There are a lot of lurkers in the chat. There are a lot of lurkers on the Discord. And a lot of lurkers in the Facebook Facebook group. I get, because I mean, like, you know, we get obviously a certain amount of listens on watches on the YouTube, and then also on the live. But the majority all comes from the podcast, where you don't interact. So there are all these podcast listeners out there. We don't know who they are. We have a right to know. What are they building in there? Where are they listening? What do they think of the fucking nonsense? They don't have a chat system. Their voices are not heard. The voiceless majority. The silent majority. They're just doing their thing. I mean, there's like 20 or 30 people, I guess, who are like the super active bunch. The real tip of the spear of the LDC. And then there's the silent LDC, who I guess are just sort of they're just doing the work, like keeping up the legacy code. You know, they're just filling out the paperwork, getting stuff stamped, all done in triplicate stamps, more stamps, running it round through all the threshold bureaucracy and everything. They're doing the Lord's work, basically, and they don't get the thanks that they deserve. So thank you, silent majority. This episode's for you, boys and girls, and non-binaries. This one's for goddamn you. There are some bits, some cocaine news. There is some Tom Carriage news. He's a chef. He's a bald man. He's enormous. He's enormous. He's at least 8 foot tall. Let's find out. That's what people want to tune in for. They want to find out how tall celebrity chefs are. Height. What do we reckon? I reckon 6'6". He's only the same height as me. 6'4". Okay. Wow. All right. Maybe I'm enormous, and I don't even realise it. So anyway, he's charging like 35 quid for fish and chips, and apparently that's fine. 2 Scottish men, Chode Ryder, charged in connection with Metropolitan Police hack. Jasper Hamill has the scoop on this. He has the exclusive. 26 shares as well. Red panny night in the Hamill household. Whew! 2 men start heated argument over bag on empty seat of busy commuter train. It is a slow news day, I will say, but we may cover the heated argument between 2 commuters on a train over a bag that was on the seat. Is there violence? I mean, there better be. Fucking better be. Jesus. Don't. Why? Jesus. Mary, Mother of God. Well, let's find out, shall we? Look, is there going to be violence? Please tell me there's violence. Please.
Okay, the courts will deal with it.
Yeah, whatever, mate.
Alright?
Why don't you try and reach paper? Yeah?
Why don't you move your bag and take your feet out the
Don't
seat?
touch my property.
Take your feet out the seat and move your bloody bag.
Don't touch my property.
Don't touch my property.
Move it then. Oh, stop it, idiot.
Why not?
If your bag is on my leg,
Yeah?
I'm going to move
Move your leg then.
No!
such an idiot, aren't you?
You can't seem to grasp that's your
No,
bag,
I
which is the
grasp it
problem.
very much. You're the problem. As soon as you come on this train, you're the problem.
That's right, because your bag
you're a
is
problem.
taking up a seat.
No, because you're a problem.
Why is this covered in the news? I don't understand. This is really strange. Why is this made? It doesn't. Lad Bible have removed the thing where you can see how many shares stuff has got. But like, why? Dominic Smithers, my boy, my love child, he's written 600 words on this. A man has since transpired to be an off-duty police officer. What? Oh, wow. Now, this is... I don't know if anyone has seen this, but there was a recent video from earlier in the week of a tall ginger gentleman headbutting a much smaller gentleman on a very busy train. So that's geese is getting leery. And anyway, big ginger lads. Oh, my God, the connection is outrageous. And then there's just... You can overhear loads of people going, yeah, he asked for that. Anyway, it turns out he was an off-duty police officer. Wow. A man has since transpired to be an off-duty police officer, was filmed headbutting an aggressive passenger who was trying to fight others aboard a busy train. Yeah, that's the man who received the headbutt. Man, I bet that fucking split his nose open badly. Real badly. Can we get the headbutt in here? It's quite a way into the video.
Look at me, I'm exploding. Look at me.
Oh! Hello.
Look at me.
Oh, the noise! That is a badly broken nose. Yikes. Come on, son. Look at big lad. He wasn't even fazed by it. He's done that before. He's headbutted a few Extinction Rebellion protesters in his time, hasn't he? He's kettled a massive octopus. Oh, that's just not having it. The media player on Lad Bible is absolute shite. I mean, it's of the same standard as the journalism, really, and just the stories in the first place. It's pathetic. Anyway, I've had enough of that. That was a sweet connection, though, man. You should be pleased with that headbutt. You go a long way. And there's a kind of Thai boxing where they have headbutts as well. I can't remember what it's called. It's fucking wild, though. It's like normal, Muay Thai, elbows, kicks, knees, the full works, but also headbutts. Yeah, it's naughty. Would recommend trying to find that. We've also got, this has been doing the rounds, vegan reports friends who fed her chicken nuggets when she was drunk to the police. She found the video of her friends feeding her meat and mocking her online. Well, I don't want to victim blame here, but she does sound like kind of a belle, and I'm not saying that just because she's vegan. She does actually sound like a real nose. And she was also shit-faced drunk. And anyway, well, that really does sound like victim blaming, doesn't it? It's just eating a chicken nugget. It's not that bad. It's not that you're not going to die. Oh, you're not allergic. It's not like, oh, yes, well, they knew I had a really severe peanut allergy. So anyway, they tricked me into eating a Snickers. No. They tricked you into eating something that was actually, I mean, they're chicken nuggets. They're probably not... I think it's very unlikely for them to be good for you, but God knows what sort of like mishmash of gums and E numbers and chemicals like fake chicken nuggets made out of. I mean, it was probably, less bad for you, the real chicken nugget. Anyway, we'll get into that. Doctors and nurses reveal most embarrassing sex-related injuries they've ever seen. So that's a bit of fun. And also, this is wild, man. This is just, it is wild. Iranian Angelina Jolie, quote-unquote, lookalike, arrested. Now, this girl has done the rounds quite a lot. Yeah, so she has had an outrageous amount of surgery. She's obviously very ill. An outrageous amount of surgery in attempts to look like Angelina Jolie. Angelina Jolie. She's also quite severely anorexic, well, that's the things. Yeah, she's obviously having a time of things. But she's been arrested for like moral degradation or something like that. She's in Iran. It doesn't look good, man. She's been accused of a string of offences: blasphemy, instigating violence, illegally acquiring property, insulting the country's dress code, and encouraging young people to commit corruption. Right, well, I mean, you can only imagine what kind of fucking trumped up charges they are in Iran. I mean, having red hair is probably against the law. Wild. Authorities arrested Tabar after complaints were made to the police. Although she had acquired hundreds of thousands of followers since the allegations have come to light, her Instagram has been deleted. Many Instagram influencers who live in the country have fallen foul of the laws. The reports, however, has sparked widespread public mockery of the authorities. Many have commented that the country's legal code is outdated. Yeah, you reckon? While one sarcastic tweet suggested she should have been involved in less controversial activities like embezzlement and murder. Yes. Tabar rose to fame last year after her bizarre photos that made her look less Angelina and more corpse bride went viral. She was rumoured to have had around 50 plastic surgery procedures, although many of her pictures were heavily edited. And it turns out to all be a load of rubbish. It turned out to all be a load of rubbish after Sahar Tabar posted side-by-side images of herself in real life versus herself as Angelina, having confirmed she never wanted to look like the A-lister and was just messing around. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I can't tell anymore. Has she really had surgeries? Is she even a real person? Is she AI? I don't understand. What? Someone help! 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 I don't know, man. Is that even a real dog? What's going on? She's also reported to weigh only 88 pounds in an attempt to replicate Angelina's petite frame. However, she used a mixture of makeup and Photoshops to create the images. What? The actual... So, she's not crazy thin either. What? I don't understand. What? Why is... Well, look, man, we're off to a bad start today, aren't we? Let's get some freaking shoe throwers into the mix and then see where we're at. This bit, Colt. Mountains, we got a clown shoe thrower of the week. Personally, I know it's between two. Really, let's have Sidewinder, Mephius, Camm and Crooked. It's a wild one. Sort of for me, it's between this and your boy Tom Finster. You fake, yeah, you reckon, in the chat, yeah? Coming up at 11, brand new show by D himself, Foghorn Fridays. Oh, baby boy. Mackie D, they call him, double drop the D. D Money, D Unit. Giving him the D.
Yeah.
Just like that, man. Just like that. Nothing. You don't get no warning enough. I mean, come on. Well, that's your outro, is it? Bit of a cliff edge, eh? Come on, bit of a bloody White Cliffs of Dover, that one. Just yeah, see ya. After all that work and the rest of it, and then just to cast the outro off like spilt semen from a sloppy wank. Just all those potential children just gone, dead. They won't turn into babies on the dusty ground. Anyway, look. Moby, I don't know, this is going to be fucking weird. Moby aided Congress investigation into Donald Trump and Deutsche Bank. Don't let it get to you. A New York Times article about the ongoing US congressional investigation into the dealings of President Donald Trump and Deutsche Bank includes a surprising detail. Moby played a role in the investigation. Great. Moby had been a vocal Trump critic. Of course. And revealed he once... Revealed he once brushed his penis on the future president at a party in 2001. I believe you could rephrase that. Once sexually assaulted the future president at a party in 2001. Yep, okay. This is Moby the pervert. The Moby who claimed that he had shagged Natalie Portman. However, if you go by the dates, she would have been underage at the time. It's just a bit fun, isn't it? Now it seems that he played a more formal role in getting at Trump, according to these new revelations. Reporter David Enrich says that Moby met Val Brookschmidt, the adopted son of the late Deutsche Bank senior executive William Brookschmidt, who committed suicide in 2014 and was reported to have feared being scrutinised in the government's Deutsche Bank investigation at a party in Los Angeles last year. So Moby met this kid last year. Anyway. Val Brookschmidt claimed to have documents from his father's computer relating to the dealings with Trump and alleged money laundering dealings with Russian oligarchs. Sounds fun. Moby is a friend of Californian Congressman Adam Schiff, a regular at Moby's vegan restaurant, and chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, who is leading the investigation into Trump and Deutsche Bank. He introduced Val Brookschmidt to Congressman Schiff, and Brookschmidt is now an FBI witness in the case, who has been subpoenaed by Congress for his documents. Wow, okay. Moby doing... This does sound like maybe might actually have done something very reasonable. If your boy there has actually got some information or some evidence of actual crimes and wrongdoings. Hand those over, baby boy. Don't be shy. Pass me the dossier. Come on. Moby says it's okay. And if Moby says it's okay, it's okay. He's a vegan for life. He's got it tattooed on his neck. He fucked Natalie Portman once. Why would it not be okay? Come on. Yeah. Now Daddy's dead and gone. Let's get Trumpy boy impeached. Come on. Wow, well, that's interesting. Let's have a little go on. There's loads. Look, this got all... Moby apologises to Natalie Portman for claiming he briefly dated the actor. Moby reveals brushing his penis on Donald Trump. There he is sniffing his hand, just to smell the cheesy whiff of his peen. The artist revealed the incident in his memoir. Then it fell apart. Hello, this is Moby. I brushed my penis on Donald Trump. Don't let it get to you. The Go producer said he was just trying to spice up a boring event by knob touching. Oh, it's called knob touching. Okay. The future president of the United States. While at a party in 2001, Moby said he was dared to place his penis upon the current leader of the States, then famous for being a property tycoon. In his new memoir, Then It Fell Apart, Trump should have him done for assault, I think. That'd be hilarious. Imagine that. Wouldn't that be hilarious? Moby said, I drank a shot of vodka to brace myself, pulled my flaccid penis out of my trousers, casually walked past Trump, trying to brush the edge of his jacket with my penis. Imagine fucking Moby's little shriveled, little flaccid white penis, little flaccid, vegan, pale, anemic penis hanging out of his slacks. Oh, I'm going to rub it on Trump. Just what an unpleasant sight. The two of them, they're just both deeply unpleasant in their own special, unique ways. Just a bizarre tryst of unpleasantness. Ugh. Apparently, Moby's member didn't seem to have much of an impact, as he said. Luckily, he didn't seem to notice or even twitch. I returned to my friends and ordered another drink. I said, don't let it get to you. Host of The Late Show, Stephen Colbert, who's read the book, said, somehow this chronicle of a long, dark night of the soul also evokes funny stories involving Trump, Putin, and a truly baffling array of degenerates. Great. Can someone read it so I don't have to, and just give me the bullet points of when and where Moby is completely insane? Moby also, he did a lot of posting on forums advocating for false flags on a lot of sort of far left commie forums, saying that we should go out and do some false flags, so to such a point that committing false flags, if you were someone that committed a false flag, you were known as a Moby and could be singled out. Hell, he's a Moby, he's not really a protester or whatever. Queer fellow, you know, now it's the queer as folk. Enough about Moby. Fortnite news. Fortnite is as addictive as cocaine, according to a new lawsuit. The lawsuit claims that Epic Games knowingly made Fortnite too addictive. That's a hell of a bit of power to have, like to be able to create something, a computer game or an app or whatever, that is to be able to make it. No, we're making this too addictive. I mean, you've got to be fucking good at something to make it ridiculously, like, you know, Fortnite's obviously a runaway success, but to be able to knowingly make something too addictive, that's a hell of a power to wield. The Canadian law firm called Calex Legal is preparing a class action lawsuit against Fortnite developer Epic Games, claiming they knowingly made the video game too addictive. How would you do that? What's the recipe? Tell me. What are the 11 secret herbs and spices? Tell Moby. Moby won't tell. Don't let it get to you. According to TechSpot, the lawsuit claims that people who play Fortnite experience a dopamine release in the brain similar to when taking drugs, like cocaine. A Galex Legal attorney named Alexandra Esposito Chatarand expressed the focus of the class action lawsuit. Epic Games, when they created Fortnite for years, hired psychologists. Wow. They really dug into the human brain and they really made the effort to make it as addictive as possible. They knowingly put on the market a very, very addictive game which was geared towards youth. Damn. That's wild. Let's get some psychologists involved. Let's really drill down into the nature of addiction so that we can create this game. That's fucking mad. That's some Black Mirror shit. Behind the lawsuit are the parents of 2 children, aged 10 and 15. Who are a real pain in the ass, but if you stick them in front of Fortnite, they shut the fuck up. Who says their kids are addicted to Fortnite. The lawsuit also cites a 2015 class action lawsuit against tobacco companies, which found that the companies did not take the necessary steps to warn users about health issues that arise from smoking. Great, so computer games are probably soon going to have big warnings on them. So, warning, computer games are addictive. They turn you into a fucking dweeb. Warning, nerd. You may catch the nerd. Yeah, you may take a turn for the dweeb. Now Epic Games is being pressed with the same claim. They do not warn players of how addictive the game apparently is. Like, no one is no one is put off by how addictive things are. I mean, guess people can be put off when you really describe, like, no one's like, I don't know if I should try cigs. They're supposed to be addictive. Oh, God. They're like, well, they maybe, like, oh, they're very bad for you. But I was like, I'm really scared. They're really addictive. Earlier this year, the World Health Organization recognized video game addiction as an official mental health disorder. It is defined as a pattern of persistence or recurrent gaming behavior that takes precedence over other interests and daily activities. That's quite vague, and I mean, you can make that argument about music production. Like, when you first get into music production, when I first got into it, I was fucking obsessed. Yeah, you probably could make the argument that it was an addiction. Like, I'm finding it a little bit with, like, learning to code now, that I just want to do it all the time, and I'm perhaps neglecting doing work that pays the bills in order to learn a new skill. But that's how you get good at something, right? I mean, the thing is that with video games now, there's a career path there. You could become, successful in esports, or you could become a YouTuber that plays games. There's obviously a $1 billion industry around it. So it's like, at what point do you draw the line between, like, I'm training, I'm doing unpaid training? Because, like, basically, it's like 90% of my life in music has been effectively unpaid training. Like, that's what you're doing, aren't you? When you're making a record, that's unpaid training until you get any money for it. Like, you're effectively an intern for the drum and bass industrial complex. Yeah, so where's the line? Like, okay, well, I'm making records. I'm on Ableton for 10 hours a day. Am I addicted? Should I go to rehab? What would that look like? So, like, look, you've been working on that snare for 15 hours. You need to start waking up at 5 a.m, cold showers, listening to folk music, listening to music that doesn't have any snares in it, and just some ambient stuff, bit of old Eno. Come on, man. It's like, I just gotta get that snare right. The mix does. Like, look, you've been mixing down for 4 hours. You can't see the wood for the trees. You need to do it in 15-minute chunks. Look, come on, man. You're addicted here. Where's the line, man? I mean, I guess if you're like a child, yeah, perhaps. But, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are in the chat. Answers on a postcard, usual address. Right, so lesson anyway. Let's get into Shoe Throw of the Week. I'd believe it to be this by Tom Finster. It's called Phantom Power, and it's an absolute freaking riot. I'll be playing this out if I ever play out in clubs again. There's a deal for you, Tom. Bit scared to leave the house now. That I'm worried if I go out, Moby might come and rub his dick on me. It's a very real possibility. He might be doing it now, and I might just not know.
Get no rest, no. No, my eyes get no rest, no. On adrenaline like crank, yeah. My heart's jumping beats again. And my eyes get no rest, no. No, my eyes get no rest, no. Yes, I'm living on that energy. I'm stressed to the edge, yeah. My eyes get no rest, no. No, my eyes get no rest, yeah.
As I mentioned, brand new show from our boy D at 11 o'clock. Straight after this, Fog on Friday. I think we should keep calling it Fog on Friday. It's got a nice ring to it. And then at 12 o'clock, brand new smorgasbord for 2 hours. It's the next 3 hours of your life sorted, guys.
My eyes get no rest, yeah.
Power shot.
Yeah, man. Tom Finster. Phantom Power. All up in your bitch. Christmas Disney film business. Oh, lovely stuff. Eltec sent this one through on Discord. It's a nice one. McDonald's armed robber forced to buy cheeseburger in order to open the till. Needs a must. Daniel Para-Braun, 37, from Coventry. He's one of Squidgy's mates, I would imagine. Paid for the 99p burger. He actually paid for it before escaping with 136 quid in taking. So 135 quid profit. It's not bad, is it? There he is. He looks like Matey out of first series of Walking Dead. He's in a few more series, wasn't he? A robber who demanded cash from McDonald's was told he had to buy something before the till would open. So he ordered a 99 cheeseburger and paid for it. It would have been funny if he paid for it with a card. Did you take contactless? So it has to be over a £5. Fuck! Another 5 of them then, please. Daniel Para-Braun, 37, handed a £5 to the frightened server, then made off with 136 quid take. So it's actually only £131 in profit. He handed over the money! That's so funny. I wonder if she gave him the change. Like, you just got to put it through the till. You don't actually have to hand over money for the till to open. You just have to ring it up. He'd burst into the fast food restaurant and placed a note on the counter which read, "I am armed. Give till cash now." He told staff, "You're going to have to. I am armed." It was one of 4 times Para-Braun stuck in 12 hours. One of 4 times. Oh, Para struck in 12 hours. What, the same one? He's now in jail for 5 years after admitting 2 robberies and 2 attempted robberies. Okay, so he ballsed up 2 of them. Para-Braun was caught shortly after the raids in June last year in his home city of Coventry. Judge Peter Cook said at Warwick Crown Court, "I accept this bizarre few hours of your life was the product of something of a psychiatric collapse. Your behaviour has a peculiar flavour to it, and it was not just about obtaining money. There's no suggestion you had a weapon, but the people on the other end of the threats were not in on that." Okay, well, hope he gets the help he needs. If this was just, him having a fucking breakdown, can happen to the best of us. God bless him. Hope he sorts his act out, gets his life together. Hand over the money, though. No, you don't have to give me the cash. I'm supposed to give you the cash. Oh, yes. No, right, sorry. Yes, we're doing a robbery, aren't we? Okay. Yeah, fine. People are getting stoned at an emergency shelter atop Ben Nevis. I bet there's fuck all else to do there. Yeah, look at it. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you could have a wank, I guess. Make love to a beautiful woman if you've managed to convince one to get out there with you. They're not exactly pastimes that are usually linked with one another, or, to be quite honest, encouraged as a partnership. But apparently people are climbing up Ben Nevis in Scotland to have a spliff at the summit inside an emergency shelter. Yep, according to reports. And why would they lie? Stoners are using the hut at the crest of Britain's tallest peak to smoke pot. Right, Tom Wood, you're in your mid-20s, yet you're using the language of the boomers to describe the Maui ganja spliff. To describe these lorry driver cigarettes. Yeah, the toot. To describe these zoot spliffs. What a strange world we live in, eh? Sure is, Tom Wood. Sure is. The emergency shelter, which is supposed to be for, you guessed it, times when people are really struggling, is being used by potheads. Fucking hell. Who want to hotbox it before walking down the mountain. Imagine that. You've got to admire the dedication. After a spliff, most people just want to eat a gigantic bag of Monster Munch and watch Futurama. Are you in your mid-60s, Tom Wood? Yes, they probably want to turn on the Grateful Dead and stare at a lava lamp for a while, and then maybe get the munchies. Instead, some intrepid psychedelic explorers are travelling up to the 1,345-metre peak and smoking up in the enclosed space of the misty hut atop the summit. They're then getting all whacked out and groovy on these ganja pipes. And, oh God. Instead, is it the altitude? Or that they've just yomped up a gigantic hill. Who knows? The intriguing behaviour was reported by Murray Cheshire when he discovered a load of smokers up there the other week. A 24-year-old engineer from Kinross had been on his own mission to Ben Nevis. However, once he arrived at the top, he got an overwhelming whiff of the devil's lettuce. Barbados Bensons atop Ben Nevis? You betcha. Barbados Bensons? I've not heard that one before. Murray wrote, "Climbed Nevis to find two dudes hotboxing the weed down at the top. Pretty groovy, man." He's not alone either. Others have spotted that it appears to be something of a thing, apparently. Another hill walker, David King, said, "I walked up the Ben Nevis last weekend, and the amount of stoners was unreal. I honestly passed by 6 groups." Douglas Sykes said, "It should mask the smell of fish in the hut." Pish. The smell of pish. Oh, sorry, it's Scottish, isn't it? It's just mad. Oh, I can't do the Scottish accent. Not just off the cuff. It should mask the smell of pish in the hut, at least for a wee while. What a lovely sentiment, Douglas. Thanks a lot. However, there is a serious element to it. It should be immediately obvious that you shouldn't get too baked at the top of a mountain. It is, after all, dangerous up there. You could get lost. You could get stuck. The possibilities are endless. That's even before you blaze it. Joanne Kent cautioned, "People need to take the mountain seriously." Sound advice, Joanne, sound advice. Okay, thanks, guys. That's great. That's really cool news. Big pardon? Out there now? Yes, I can hear him. Yes, I know, he's there. Yes, he's northern. I know. Yes, he has a little white cock. I know. Yes. Is he using racial epithets again? Yeah. Tally! Just turn the mic off to scald the hound. It's probably enough now, I would have thought. Yep, probably enough. Oh my God. Alright, look. Do you want me to play a record? Shall I play a record, yeah? And then to get over there, whoop your bitch ass. What should we have? Let's have this AMC bit. It's called Energy. It's a nice bit.
Energy.
1,
There's a good doggo inside, but sometimes it's not allowed out, if you know what I mean. She wants to be good, I think. Energy by AMC. Yes, a naughty bit, no doubt. AMC Energy, it's a record. The genre is drum and bass, and you can find it at our price at $1.99 on 7-inch single. Last bit for you today. More cocaine is snorted in London than Barcelona, Amsterdam, and Berlin combined. Wow. There is more cocaine consumed in London than in Barcelona. The market for the drug in the UK's capital is reportedly worth an estimated $1 billion every year. According to the Metro, there are more than 500,000 doses of cocaine taken in London every 24 hours. Okay, you're gonna have to let me know what you consider to be a dose. What are we doing? A bump? Just one key? A line? How big a line? Are we talking a slug or a hair? An elephant leg? You know, a real showstopper? What? That's... It's like saying, you know, 500,000 drinks are consumed. Well, like 500,000 alcohols are consumed. Well, what? Beer, wine, whiskey? It's just different, isn't it? How big? Half a pint? 2 pints? 1 pint? This amount has an estimated street value of 2.7 million. 2.7 million quid's worth of gear every day just in London. Yikes. Study carried out by King College, that's King's College, London University, tested wastewater for benzo something or other, the compound produced when the body breaks down the Class A drug. They found that Londoners collectively consume an average of 23 kilos of cocaine per day. So how much does that mean? Can someone do a quick math? Extrapolate that up to a year, times that bad, but well, look, we can have a go. How many people, can someone just put in the chat how many people there are in London? Okay, so that's 23 times 3, 6, 5. So that's 8 tons. 8 and a bit, almost 8.5 tons of gear a year in London. But how many people are in? There's like 20 million people or something in London, aren't there? What we're saying here, guys? Anyone? Guys, 8.1 million. Okay, I'm just going to take that as gospel from Bert. You're going to divide that by 8 million. Oh, okay, right. So what's that, a gram a year each? Is that right? Everyone's doing 1 gram a year. No. Someone do. I can't. I mean, I could do it if I had a bit of paper and a calculator, but you know, off me head, top of me head. You know. Well, let's just go with a gram. Everyone in London's doing 1 gram a year. All right. Maybe someone's nan. You get rid of all the nans and all the babies, all the people of cocaine taking age. 2 grams a year. Dog, how many are you on a year? Too many, I would say. All right. Yeah, great. Yes, fine. Never work with animals or children or jump up DJs. Talking of which, we have Dee's new jump up show, Foghorn Friday, coming up next. Guys, what have we got left? Is there any other bits? Look, we'll do Tom Kirridge and his 32 quid fish and chips. She's loose. She's at large. She's got out. She's got out of this door and she's in Trickstar now. They've had their DAB broadcast license taken away, so they're not actually on DAB anymore. And they had it taken away after apparently 2 hours of consistent swearing from one of the shows in the middle of the day. Yeah, I think there perhaps needs to be a little bit more screening of who is allowed to DJ on it. Nevertheless, they're reapplying to try and get it back. Tom Carriage says it's easily justifiable to charge £32.50 for fish and chips. Dog! Tally! Well, Tom Carriage explained to Cheltenham Literature Festival why his restaurant charged so much for fish and chips. Well, I would hope that it's really good. If it's really, really good, I mean, it's not loads of money, is it? According to the Michelin star chef, the figure is easily justifiable. Speaking at the festival, the 46-year-old explained just what went into his luxury take on the seaside favourite. Why am I reading this? Including fresh dayboat turbot, the finest quality potatoes, and a fruit matson sauce. Okay, D, you're the only good chef here, as far as we know, at least professional. Let us know whether or not you feel it's justified. From my point of view, fish and chips is one of the greatest dishes in the world. It's up there. There are Japanese 3 Michelin-star restaurants that are doing tempura that are specialising in amazing pieces of fish that are deep-fried and served and cost the earth. Why can't we have the best fish in the world, create the best batter, deep-fry it and serve it with amazing potatoes? Fair play. 32 is not that much in terms of like what you can pay in extravagant restaurants. And I think for like having the best fish and chips in the world is probably better than most food. You know, particularly like expensive restaurants. Like oftentimes, like you get great food, but sort of God, fucking fantastic, the best fish and chips ever. Come on, it's like, well, look, I'll pay 30 quid for best roast ever, and I mean that's probably going to be better than your 250 quid tasting menu at the Fat Duck or whatever it is. Just really, when you know, boil it down. No, you've got 17 courses, 4 of which are just foam. The 5th course, Heston Blumenthal, comes out and spits in your mouth. He's just been sucking on some a baby's nappy for a couple of days and is really tangy. Oh, you're back, are you? Okay. Really tangy, and he just gobs into your mouth. That's course 6. Course 22 is they fill a bicycle in a tube full of warm red stripe, razz that around for a little bit, and then serve that with a diesel fume reduction. Anyway, it's 250 quid. You'll be ill for a week afterwards, but it's the experience, you know, and you get to meet Heston and you get to kiss his forehead. So, you know, that's where the money goes. Anyway, look, guys, it's the end of the show. Real slow news day today, so thanks for bearing with me. And it's the end of the week. It's pissing it down with rain out there, but don't let that stop you from getting out there and slinging that dick. Have good weekends. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. You know, be nice to people. Fucking be nice to each other in the Discord. It's winding me up. And, you know, coming up next, D with Fog on Fridays. And then at midday, Smorgasbord sessions with another 2 hours of brand new freaking music. So that's a lot of fun. I will be tuning in. What have we got? VIP list. Thank you to everyone. Also, today I'm going to be setting up the alternative method of supporting for those that don't want to support on Patreon or would rather their money was better spent and didn't disappear into the ether of Silicon Valley. The VIP list is Greg Cornford, Oliver Hooper, Tom Ryan, Reece Mosson, Squidgy Beats, Pauly Hutton, Ciarán R, Michael Kedzierski, Matty Tomkins, Dave Long, Joel Potter, Colm Murphy, Sam Howard, Tony J, Richard Patterson, Tom Camm, Stephen Harris, Matthieu Boulard, Jeroen Van Thunderbutt, Mike Pye, Lily Unsub, Richard Franks, Thomas Hall, Chode Ryder, John Finison, the BDR Crew, Peter Blatchford, Austin Grief, Cooper, Gennady Lightfield, James Parry, Hendo Bartendo, Lady Squivington, Liam, the Man in Underwood, Dan fucking Morris, Guy With No STD, MMC, Josh Williams, Robert Humphreys, Shibby T, Coco Shiva, Dan Elsom, Taran Wilmore, Mr. Pope, Dark Progressive Psytrance is actually superior to drum and bass, Kris Breaks, The Build, Karissa Barthelson, Owning Bass, Lee Filler, D, Daniel Gemby, Flaxis, Matt Wright, Grant Sullivan, Tom Robinson, Dab Smasher, Connor Smythe, Kevin Kaiser, Chris Shaw, Cosmic Waff, Meatloaf, Nick Brock, Sean Simpson, Robin Card, Hugh Downer, Sarah Hunt, The Hitchmus, El Tech Willay, Ben Virgo, Dan Tweed, Lopez Salazar, Big Waj, My Hill, Marty, Danny, Nick Fleming, Carl Lewis, Gordon and Liz, Carl Williams, Tom Skipper, unfortunately it's George DC, Anthony Sharp, Claudia Lushmere, Benny Strom, Moshe, Timmy, John Forsyth, Anderson, PSN, Godlight, MC Hammer Daddy, Your Mum, Leonardo Gervais, and Big 8. Guys, I'll see you on Monday for more of these coffees and more of these memes. More of these goddamn shoe throwers. Okay, be good to yourselves over the weekend, and remember that I goddamn love you. Woo! Goodbye.